Good day. In this video, we're going to do factorizing, specifically common factors. We took some questions from the Mind Action and from the Prac Maths books. We are going to factorize the following expressions. The first one, it gave us 4x plus 6y. We can see that there is a common 2 in there and there. So you put down a plus 2 in a bracket and you close the bracket down the line. Remember, when we do algebra, we have to remember SNF, signs, numbers and variables. We have a plus 2 here. Now you ask, plus 2 times what will give me plus 4x? You write plus 2x. Then you ask, plus 2 times what will give me plus 6y? And you'll get plus 3y. If you now times this 2 into this bracket, you're going to get that expression again. It is our second expression. They ask us to factorize again. Here I can see a common factor. There's a 4 there and there, but there's also an extra x I can also pull out. So I've got a number and a variable I can pull out. So I write plus 4x, which is my common factor, bracket, space, and another bracket. I ask 4x times what will give me 4x cubed. Then we write x squared. Then you ask plus 4x times what will give me plus 8x. And that'll be plus 2. Please stop the video and see if you understand what happened here. The next expression that we have to factorize has got 3 terms. I can see that there's a common 2 in all 3 of them. I write down my common 2, bracket, and down the line another bracket. Then you ask, plus 2 times what will give me plus 12x? And that'll be plus 6x. 2 times what will give me minus 6y? That'll be minus 3y. And plus 2 times what will give me a plus 8? Yes, it's plus 4. Then we stop there. The next expression we have is minus 18x squared plus 12x cubed. We must factorize it. If it's possible, we write the 2 terms in descending order of x. So we first write the plus 12x cubed, then the minus 18x squared. It's not that serious. If you don't do it, it'll still work. Now we find the common factor. I can see there is a common 6 I can pull out of there and there, but there's also an x squared I can pull out of there and there. So we write down our common factor, 6x squared. Then you ask 6x squared times what will give me 12x cubed. That'll be plus 2x. Then I ask 6x squared times what will give me minus 18x squared. The answer is minus 3. The next expression is minus x squared minus x cubed. I must factorize it. First, if possible, and you recognize it, you write it in descending orders of x. So I take the minus 3x cubed first, then the minus x squared second. Now something new and special. Because the front expression has a minus in it, I can pull out a common minus, and I can also pull out a common x squared I can get from inside both of them. So I write down my common factor, minus x squared. I ask, minus x squared times what will give me minus x cubed? The answer is plus x. Then I ask, what do I times minus x squared over here to get minus x squared? The answer is plus 1. Please stop the video and get your brain around the last 2. Here is our next expression that we have to factorize. I can see a common 8 in there and there. There's a common A I can see there and there, and there's a common B I can see there and there. I write down my common factor, which is 8AB. Then I ask, what do I times 8AB over here to get 8A squared B squared? That'll be AB. Then I ask, what do I times 8AB over here to get minus 64AB? And I write minus 8. Here is our next expression that we must factorize. My common factor will be minus x squared y. The first term has a minus in it, so I take a minus. I've got an x squared in all 3 of them. I've got a common y in all of them. Then I ask this times what will give me that, which is plus 3x squared. This times what will give me this term, plus 4xy, and this times what will give me this back term, and that'll be this answer. If you times this common factor into this bracket, you'll get back to this expression. Here is our next expression that we must factorize. In this case, my common factor, the highest common factor, will be 4m squared n cubed. You ask, this times what will give me this term? It shall be this. This times what will give me this term? That will be minus 2mn to the power of 4. And then this times what will give me this rear term? That will be plus 9. Don't get afraid because of this new expression that we have to factorize. If you get used to this eventually, you'll see this whole bracket over here is a common factor. So you write down your common factor, bracket, and a bracket down the line. You ask, this times what will give me this? And that'll be t. And you ask, this times what will give me this? The answer will be minus 7. Here is our next expression that we have to factorize. You will see that whole bracket is my common factor. So you write down your common factor and you ask, this times what will give me this? And it will be this whole bracket hanging onto it, so I write that in here. Then we ask, this common factor times what will give me this? Then the answer will be plus p. Then we just rewrite the common factor and simplify this bracket out. Here is our next expression. Again, I can see the bracket is my common factor. I write down my common factor with a bracket and a bracket down the line. This times what will give me this? That'll be m. And this times what will give me this? That'll be minus n. The next expression that we must factorize, you will see that this bracket and this bracket is my common factor. So you write down your common factor, bracket here, and a bracket down the line. This times what will give me this? It'll be this bracket hanging onto it. Then this times what will give me this? That'll be plus this bracket. Close the bracket. Then we just keep the common factor and simplify this bracket out. Please stop the video and get your brain around these expressions being factorized. Right, let's do 4 more. Heading says, factorize the following expression. I'm not going to explain a lot why we do things, I'm just going to tell you what to do. If you look inside this bracket and this bracket, they look very much the same, but there's a minus between them, and this one is the other way around than this one. Now you're allowed to do the following. Firstly, you rewrite the first term. Change this sign around from a plus to a minus. Keep the 4y and flip these two terms over the minus. If you now look at this expression, you'll see that the two brackets again is my common factor. So you write down your common factor, bracket and a bracket down the line. This times what will give me this? Is plus 7x. This times what will give me this? That's minus 4y. Finish factorizing. So if you do see a bracket like this and like this that have the same terms but on the wrong side of the minus, you're allowed to change this sign and flip them over the minus. And then they will look the same and I can go on. Here is another type. They gave me this plus this. They said factorize. If you look inside this bracket, there is a common minus I can pull out. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. I rewrote this, change that to a minus, change that minus to a plus, and that minus to a plus. Let's check this. If you times this with that, you're going to get the same as what you times this with that. Times this with that, you're going to get the same as what you times this with that. Now the two brackets almost look the same. So you can copy down the first term, keep this, and just flip these two guys over. Because there's a plus there and there, it's the same as plus q plus 3p is the same as plus 3p plus q. Now the two brackets look the same and becomes our common factor. If you factorize it out, it'll look like this. But now, inside this bracket, there's still a common factor of 2 I can take out. And then I just do it. Please stop the video and get your brain around what happened here. My second last expression looks like this. There's 3 terms in here. If you look inside this bracket, they look very much the same. But usually we try and keep it alphabetical. So we're going to make this guy is in charge. I'm going to swap these two around and swap these two around. You could do it differently, but I'm going to go that road. I just put a 1 in front of this bracket to help me. I change this minus to a plus and flip these two over the minus. Change this plus to a minus and flip these two over the minus. If you look at the 3 brackets now, they are the same and becomes my common factor. You write down your common factor and you say this times what will give me this. And that'll be 1. You ask this times what will give me this. That'll be plus C. And then this times what will give me this rear term. And that'll be minus D. You are finished factorizing again. The last expression that we have to factorize, they gave me this plus this. In this bracket I've got an A plus B, and here I have a B plus A. We rewrite this term, keep this plus M, and flip these two guys over. Why? Because plus B plus A is the same as plus A plus B. Don't change the sign. So this becomes my common factor. You just complete factorizing. Please stop the video and try and understand why we don't change the sign here and why do we change the sign here. Please indicate whether you liked or disliked the video and subscribe to the channel. If you run into a factorizing problem, that you have a problem solving, you can send a clear WhatsApp photo of your problem to this number and a clear WhatsApp photo of where you tried it. Then we will try and solve the problem and send it back to you as soon as possible. Enjoy factorizing.